I'm working on a 2011 Kia Soul, and I'm replacing the blower motor and resistor. We have our new blower motor, our new resistor. I've already taken it apart. I made a video of how I took it apart, but I had music playing really loud and you couldn't really hear me. So I just erased that video and I'm just gonna record this one, kind of explaining how I took it apart. Hopefully you guys can hear my voice, and hopefully the video's okay quality. So first, you have to take off this cover. That fits right there. And kind of just sits in there. It's got 2 Phillips screws down at the bottom. Pop those off. It gets this pigtail. Undo it. It goes right in here. Once you get that done, take the cover off. Flip it to the side. It's got a support bracket that goes right there. It's got 1, 2, and 3 bolts holding it together, 10 millimeters. And then once you get that, you have a lot of space to work on. It's not 100% necessary to take those covers off, but it does make the job a lot easier because it gives you more room. And seeing as how you kind of have to do a little bit of like mechanics yoga and kind of crawl up in there, it's not a bad idea to take them off. They're not very hard to take off though. So if you're not like super thin, I would recommend it, because if you don't, you're not gonna have a good time. Let's see, after that, what you want to do is you want to take off your accelerator pedal assembly and your brake pedal assembly. I'm going to show you guys how to take those off. Your accelerator pedal, it sets like that. It's got 2 12 millimeter nuts. It's got your accelerator cable right there. It's got a pinch clip. You pinch that, pops off up top, and then slide that off. After that, you got to take off your brake pedal assembly. You're gonna disconnect your brake switch pigtail, push down, pull out, and it sits right there. You don't have to take off the brake switch, it just comes out together. That's an assembly. And then this little wire harness, it's got little studs that it sits on. It's got one right there, one right there. And just pop those off and then pull it out of the way so it doesn't get in your way when you're taking off the blower motor. And then, let's see. So your brake pedal has a bracket that sits on top of it for like support. It's got 2 10 millimeter nuts and 1 12 millimeter nut on top. So you take those off, slides off, and then here you got 4 12 millimeter nuts that sit on the studs for the brake booster. And then you got, I don't know if I explained this already, I can't remember. You got this little pin that goes on the plunger for the brake booster, and it sits in your brake pedal, and it's got a cotter pin that goes up in a little hole. You pop that off, you slide that out, and then once you got your 4 nuts out, you'll slide the pedal out, and then you got your resistor, and this sits right in that hole. I took off, there's a screw right here that holds down this wire harness. I took that off just so it gives me room to take off this harness, put it to the side, so I can take the resistor out a little easier. And then after that, it's got 2 Phillips screws. After that, you got your blower motor. It's got 3 Phillips screws. Not very hard to take off. There's your pigtail up there for your blower motor. You pinch it, pull it out. One other thing I did is I took out this vent, and fits up in that hole right there. It's got a little Phillips screw holding it in, just one right there. You take that off, and then it should give you a little more room to take off that Phillips screw on the blower motor. Also, you don't need to take it off, but it's only one screw and it's not very hard to get to, so I just took it off, make the job easier. And then after that, it's everything in the reverse order. You know, you put your blower motor in, put your screws, put your pigtail back on, your resistor, plug it in. Don't forget your wire harness goes right there. And after that, you know, just put all your brake pedal stuff and accelerator pedal stuff back together, and put your covers back on. Oh, one other thing I didn't explain about that first plastic cover, your OBD2 connector. It's gonna want to stay on there, but it's got its little tabs right there and right there. Kind of just pinch them and they'll slide out. And pretty easy job. Shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes. But hopefully this video saves some people some money, and it kind of gives them an idea of how to do this job. Like I said, it's not very hard. Just, if you're not very mechanically inclined, kind of just take it easy, and you know, there's no rush. Yeah, just make sure you put all your stuff back together, and that's it. Hopefully this video helps somebody.